Hello everyone and welcome to the show where after the collision we sift through
The Wreckage.
the Wreckage. I am your host Jimmy T. He is the best in the world, the vet Jamie Williams, and we're live on Humming Media Group's YouTube channel and of course channelattitude.com after the fact. Vet, welcome back to your show, man, and geez, again, what a wild week it's been in pro wrestling, right?
I love pro wrestling. I'm excited to be a part of it.
So am I. Especially after a crazy triple mania we had, of course, thanks to Brandon RBV doing the watch along there. I was meant to join him, but like I was telling you off the air, man, I fell asleep like an hour before the event started, unfortunately. But it's, I don't know if you watched it. Did you end up watching it at all?
Hell no, I ain't watching that shit. I hate pro wrestling. Are you kidding me?
That's true. We're about sports entertainment here, folks. Nah. But
there was never going to be time for me to watch that. Not on any planet would I have been able to even fit that in, even if it was like my favorite thing in the world, and I would have wanted nothing more than to watch Triple Mania. I would not have been able to. There's just not enough hours in the day. So no. But guess what? I didn't want to watch it because I don't care. I think I saw all I needed to see. I saw the results that a certain someone definitely did not become the mega champion. And I saw Omos kick Microman. So I think I got everything I needed out of the entire event, really.
Oh, well, you know what? I kind of predicted about Omos maybe being on this show. And funny enough, here he is. Not that I expected him on, but I didn't see that. But that would have been funny, but just the sounds of it. But in other news, though, since we're starting off with the news, Takeshita is your G1 Climax champion, dude. He won the friggin' thing. I can't believe it.
No fucking way, really?
He
the
won,
whole
bro.
thing, right? You didn't get that wrong. Like,
thing.
he didn't just win Block B semifinal playoff, right? Like,
Konosuke Takeshita wins your New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 Climax 2025 tournament. I kid you not.
Oh my God. What the anyway, I don't care.
Jesus. He is I can't believe, dude, I didn't know that. I just went to the news, like I'm looking at the news and I saw that as the first headline and I was like, what? No way. I'm looking at him actually holding the cup up right now as we speak. So, I mean, yeah, he's your new tournament winner. I can't believe it, dude. That is strange. So I guess he's your number one contender for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship against, of course, Zack Sabre Jr. Is there a chance he could win that damn belt? Do you think?
Sure, there's a chance. I mean,
right.
If you convince somebody to win the G1, or is that just enough? Like, is that as far as it needs to go? Like, at least I have the prestige of saying I won this and I don't actually have to, actually win the belt. But I don't know, man. I think New Japan's got to stand up for themselves a little bit at some point, because
it's not.
He's not really returning the favor on this side of the ocean. So,
well, definitely not.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. I mean, like the professor said in the chat, he must have gave him a bitch slap. And I'm talking about Tony Khan giving Gato a bitch slap, if anything, for he's got to win it. And what's even more ridiculous, not to spoil it, but we've got another AEW guy that's also going to have a title match at Forbidden Door, for example, which is nuts. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know why New Japan are bowing down literally to AEW like this. I know they're at a weak point and they really don't have much. But man, that's so selling out bad, dude.
Oh, well.
It is what it is. In other news, there's not much really going on over here other than, there's really not much going on. I'm trying to look around to see if there's anything else. Oh, well, I know you've spoken about this and, I'm going to ask you again one more time because maybe your thoughts have changed. But what about all this carrying cross stuff? Is he working? Is he shooting it? Is he he was on the 2-man power trip with Paz, also, which I enjoyed that interview, by the way. Paz did a great job. Shout outs to him. Talking because it was like a friend, it was like two friends talking. And what's funny, he asked him straight off the bat, is it a work or is it a shoot? And he's like, no, it's a shoot. This is really going on, blah, blah, blah. But even he was still like, I don't know what to think, you know what I mean? Whatever. But at this point, if it's a work, is this really the right way to get him over?
I guess that all depends on what ends up happening.
Right.
Like if we know the end, then we can know if the means are justified, but we don't know the end. I could see how if he needed some time off for whatever reason, let's just play into the theory.
Mm-hmm.
If he needed some time off for whatever reason, it would be just as beneficial, I guess, if you, like, let's say you quietly re-signed him, okay, and then he goes out there and publicizes that he's a free agent. So during this time, the fans think, oh my God, they let him go.
Right.
Well, if he ends up coming back after doing his, publicity for the book, whatever else he's got going on, getting a little break and doing some other things, getting out there doing the media rounds, just, doing the 2-man power trip and all these other things. He does all this. Fields a bunch of questions about it, whatever, it talks about it. The vast majority of the WWE fans aren't going to see that, but some of the ones who do, they'll see that. And to the people that aren't following all that, if he ends up coming back, it's going to make the WWE look good because, again, you re-signed somebody that was popular. Like, oh, we re-signed the free agent kind of thing. And he can re-debut somehow, like not as a debut, like, but just that he's back on TV, not like he's back in the company, but like here he is, Royal Rumble or surprise run-in or whatever lazy idea they're going to have. They're going to have a lazy idea, whatever it is. It's not going to be good. But I'm just saying, the other thing is, after what has happened, his run, he had a nice little run as far as what we're talking about professionally. If we're looking at, exposure, camera time, paydays, he's been as involved as anybody else on the TV show. I mean, right. You think about, like, let's say, for example, one of my people, Julia, look at her, right? Well, you can't because she's barely on TV at fucking all, but they put the US belt on her and just promptly took her off TV, right? But here's Cross losing everything and, he's on TV all the time. So he's getting his paydays, he's getting his camera time. So that's good for him, but he is not winning. So we would need to repackage him anyway. Not repackage, but like we need to give the fans a palate cleanser for this guy because they're used to seeing him in a losing situation. So we need a little break from Cross so that he can be refreshed. Even if he was still under contract the whole time and there was never any talk of him leaving the company, you still got to refresh him because where do you go from here? You got to his next thing has got to be, something to reinvigorate his character and his career. So taking a little break from WWE, whether it's a shoot or a work, is a good thing if he's coming back. Right. Now where I would push back, and thank you, Charles, for joining us. We miss you.
Absolutely. He's back.
but when you hear Marks say things like they're just repeating, they're parroting things they've heard other people say because it sounds like it makes sense to them, right? So one of the things you hear is, like, I've heard people that should know way better than this to say this. But one of the things I hear a lot regarding Cross is, well, he needs to go somewhere, reinvent himself, come back and, whatever. And I want to tell those people, hey, listen, motherfucker, he's been everywhere else.
Yeah.
He did that. Literally. That's what he did before this run he just had. He went to every fucking company, worked there, reinvented himself. Triple H re-signed him, whatever. He did all that. There's nothing else for him to reinvent or discover or whatever, or polish. Like, you think he's going to go to some fucking shitty indie show and like learn something about being a wrestler? No, right. He's already topped out as far as like what he can accomplish on his own. So now, as he said in his own words, the goal is WWE. He said that on the Ariel Helwani show, right? So
absolutely did.
There you go. Once you go there, you can't go back down. People talking about he might show up in TNA. He was in TNA. Do you remember? Jesus. But it just goes to show you how nobody knows shit, but they want to run their mouth on podcasts and everything like they know something. So, you know, it's frustrating for me to hear as the best in the world, listening to these other people that get way more exposure, be a dumbass, you know? Everybody that's here now listening to us is a genius because I'm a genius. So that's why we make such a good team, HMG family, right?
Absolutely.
And we need to grow the family. And so, but you know, in terms of Cross, he's done all the growing he can do. Now it's about that money. And if it's a work, then he'll be back and he'll be doing something cool. If it's not a work, he still might be back.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. Well, time will tell. You know, he'll probably come back as Killer Cross, right? That's reinventing the wheel, correct? I mean, come on. But we'll see what happens.
A different name.
In AEW news, Hook has signed apparently a new long-term contract with AEW. Is that a good thing, do you think, Vet, for him to stay in AEW for the long term? Or do you think he could have maybe gone to WWE? Because I think, honestly, he might have been better off in WWE in terms of learning. But I don't know in terms of on television. Would he get on TV? I'm not sure yet, but
I'm sorry, man. I'm absolutely sorry. I missed the name. Who is it?
Oh, Hook. I'm talking about Hook.
Hook.
He signed a new long-term contract in AEW. Do you agree with him staying with AEW, or do you think he could have gone elsewhere?
I agree with them wanting to retain him, but they have got to figure it out because it ain't working right now.
It sure isn't. I mean, and to think they started off strong, even though it was unintentional, let's be honest, right? It's not like they planned on him getting over like he did when he first debuted and all that. But it was working for quite a while, man. And then they the
chips
away,
in the backpack. It was one of the best in-ring debuts I can remember seeing. This dork-ass looking kid eating chips in the background with his fucking backpack on and just looking like a bum. And then he comes out there and destroys somebody. Like, that was great. And it was hard to live up to. A lot of people had a great debut in AEW. Couldn't really figure out what to do after that, though. So, if they can do something with him, yes. If he were to go to WWE, like you said, would he get on camera? He'd be in NXT. Probably wouldn't even be called Hook. They probably try to teach him some, you know, like just the watered down bullshit that they learn that ruins all the people that show promise on the indies. And then, you know, change his name and then he'll be floundering and then he'll show up on Evolve after 6 months and then, you know.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, you probably floundered down there. You're right. But nevertheless, he does sign a new long-term deal. Good for him. Hopefully they do something better with him and not just keep to the same crap like him eating potato chips and just, even he's talking, that's not his strong suit. Just don't make him talk. Let him be more mysterious like he used to be. It would have been, you know, it was a lot better when he was like that. Unfortunately, he's not as mysterious anymore. So I don't know if that will even work these days.
Yeah, mystery is not, I think it's lacking in a lot of people. and it's almost like, I don't know, the people in charge of wrestling don't understand drama and storytelling at all. Interesting.
It's true. It's facts.
But I mean, to that point, like you're always going to have the people that's job it is to talk you into the building, right? Like everybody doesn't have to be LA Knight, for example. One LA Knight or 2 or 3 LA Knights is good, you know? So let them do that. And then give everybody else, like, there's got to be the silent killer type, and there's got to be the the white bread babyface type, and there's got to be the, sneaky heel type, and there's got to be all these types. But everybody keeps saying like, you got to be good on the mic. Nah, you really don't. And a lot of people haven't been.
Right.
So
today.
Yeah. So come on. Like nobody's really convincing the people to come to the shows with their mic skills anymore. That's like a sort of a bygone thing. And when you've got so many talented people under all these companies, they can't all be the ones to be like the carnival barker. There's usually only one carnival barker. They usually don't have like 36 carnival barkers.
I like that name. It's good. But yeah, in WWE news, by the way, Vet, I don't know what's going on with Naomi, but it seems like she's been pulled out of action, for the next couple of weeks. I mean, is she pregnant or what's going on? Do you think it's officially she's pregnant? The only thing that's annoying me right now, the fact that she was, she just got crowned your women's champion, world women's champion. She was in a good program. And now she's just going to go off and have a kid because it feels like, she's been pulled out for a long time, apparently, it seems.
I don't know.
Well, she wants to
why don't they just announce it if that's the case?
They're hinting it. She was on I think the Stephanie McMahon podcast this past week. And
eventually she's going to have, like, if she is, then eventually a baby's going to show up and we're all going to know. So you might as well just say it.
Yeah. Like you say in Texas, it says Big Jim needs sex. I'm sure he does. Wifey duties.
Yeah, well.
Chris Gallegos says AEW sucks. I'll wait till we get into the review. Don't worry.
Yeah. Shift 12 says I don't diagnose pregnancies. Yeah, I definitely don't do much online. Maybe that's why,
And Liz, sorry about having an opinion. It's more got to do with her being champion and stuff like that. I don't care if she has a kid, me personally. I mean, I'm sure you don't either.
No. And I would also guess that, like, maybe if that is the case, like, it probably wasn't planned because you wouldn't want to plan it now, like right at this moment. Or maybe it was. No, you couldn't have done that.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past her, man. I swear I wouldn't.
Unless they found something out and then they ribbed her by having her win.
That would be funny. Well, sticking with WWE news, and this is pretty much the last little tidbit because everything else is not really anything. Charles Robinson, WWE referee Charles Robinson, taken to emergency room following a bat biting incident.
What?
What the hell? He got bitten by a bat. I hope he didn't have rabies, dude.
A bat?
A bat apparently bit him.
Where?
I don't know where. Well, let's see if it says where. Let's see. It doesn't actually say, but what it does say is what he wrote on Instagram. It's a great way to start the morning, 2 a.m. and I got bit by a bat. That's right, a bat. 4 hours later in the ER and 6 shots of, I don't know what the hell he took shots of, but I'm sure has something to do with rabies, right?
Probably. Bats are just flying rats. They carry all kind of diseases.
Dude, they carry rabies. You don't want to get bitten by them if they got rabies. And a couple of people here have pretty much gotten rabies from bat bites. I've nearly been bitten by a bat, dude. I had a bat like literally come flying right past me, right in front of my face at night. I'm like, shit, that was close. But thank God I haven't been bitten.
Well, luckily, rabies is one vaccine we have sort of gotten under control.
But it's still touch and go, man. And from reading about it, all the symptoms, they're pretty bad, dude. You can't even drink water. You can't really eat. It's like a weird thing, man. But anyway, J12 says, I bet Bret Hart would prefer the bite over the kick from Goldberg. Actually, let's go to Bret Hart, funny enough.
Let's go to Bret. We all love Bret Hart.
I mean, how do you feel about him he's got an opinion about everything and everyone these days. I know he's always had an opinion about everything and everyone.
Yeah.
But does he need to shut the hell up at this point?
No. What is like? Are people asking him questions?
Yeah, I think from interviews.
So if people are asking him these questions, then why does he need to shut up? Don't you think the interviewers need to shut up?
Well, I guess so, right? But I don't know if they're asking him legit, like they'll ask, for example, like, do you think Triple H was any good in the ring, for example? And he'd be like, oh no, he's blah 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 and blah blah blah. Then he'll start getting on about personal matters from back in '97, and then he'll get on a rant. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by just chill out, Brett. Jesus Christ, man. He's trying to give you chance after chance by allowing you to still be part of the WWE family, because really he's become Teflon. They don't punish him anymore. They just know, that's Brett. Who cares? Let him say whatever.
Well, why should they punish him? Like, what is he really? All Bret Hart ever does is, like, if he goes somewhere and somebody asks him about something, then he'll say his opinion on it, how he feels, and then it doesn't matter, like, if you don't agree with it, but, like, what does Bret Hart ever do to anybody, like, as far as he's just answering these questions? Like, why are people all up in there? I don't really understand this fascination. It's funny, like the Goldberg meme, yeah, and it's like how everything, that people joke about how everything just turns back to Goldberg, and he doesn't miss an opportunity to talk about it. But people like the people's reaction will be like, God, when are you going to get over it? And it's like, well, what's the appropriate amount of time? How many of you guys have had your life significantly impacted by one person so much that it's done everything from, end your career prematurely to also, could have indirectly led to complications that have to the stroke that he's had, or all these other things that have happened. Like, even if it's not 100%, but how do you know it's not related somehow? I mean, these things have long-term effects and whatever. So, like, there's no time limit on how long he gets to be upset, because every day he feels the effects of that. And all you're doing as a just a innocent bystander is just listening to him comment on stuff. So are you saying you got it worse than Bret Hart because he's talking? I don't understand why people have such a strong. Now, I will say this. The one thing he said recently that I don't agree with, that I thought was kind of weird, is the thing about, Walter and the chopping.
Oh, Brett. Yeah, that's weird, dude. That's
bizarre. because lots of people, like, he's talking about, like, he's saying, like, on the one hand, he's saying that these pro wrestlers are actors and they don't make it look real enough. And then he's saying, like, this guy's hitting me for real. I don't want to get hit for real. But it's like, okay, let me forget all that. Let me just break down for everybody here. Like, forget Brett, forget.
I was going to ask you that too, by the way. But anyway,
let me break down the psychology of why there are chops in wrestling. Okay. A long time ago, this may be crazy to the people that are just now tuning into wrestling and watching Unreal on Netflix, season 2 coming. But wrestlers used to have to protect the business. They used to have to say, no, my shit is real. This is real. And if you don't think it's real, I have to hurt you now to prove that this shit is real. Right? So, in wrestling, historically, a closed fist punch is illegal to use. If a referee was using a closed fist punch, he would warn you or disqualify you. However, open hand strikes are legal,
right,
in wrestling. So, if you have overhand chop to the chest, if you have knife edge chop to the chest, that's legal striking contact. Sole of the foot, not the point of the toe. Sole of the foot is legal in a kick, right? There are rules to this. We tried to pretend at one point that this shit had rules, was legit and real, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, Bret Hart, I've never seen him throw a chop, and I don't think he did. So
you're right. I don't recall that either.
So a lot of times when people don't do stuff, they complain about other people doing it. That's just classic wrestler stuff. Oh, I hate when people do this. And then they'll have something they do, and everybody's like, I hate when people do that. And it's just whatever. It's people are different. Okay. Bret Hart didn't like to chop. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. He didn't like to do it. But some guys did. And that was so in those old days when you were trying to convince the fans that the shit was real. They couldn't deny after you were smacking somebody right in front of them, the guy sitting in the front row watching you smack a dude and seeing sweat and blood fly off of him. Can't be like, well, that chop was fake. No, you have to say it's real because you're really hitting them and they're seeing it, and you can't fake that. So I just thought it was a little weird that somebody this old school as Bret didn't get that. But other than that, he's entitled to whatever he wants. He's one of the greatest to ever do it, if not the greatest. So he can say whatever he wants. He's earned the right. You know, if Joey Janela comes on here and says some shit, he doesn't have the right to say anything. He's a bum. But if Bret Hart says it, you might as well listen, is my thing.
No, definitely. But you brought up a great point about him ever chopping in a match. I never thought about it, but once you brought it up, I thought about it. I thought, you know what? I don't recall him ever chopping in any match. Maybe he has once or twice, but he definitely didn't use it as a staple, you know, to his ring style. So no, that's a great point, man. It's a real great point. And it is odd why he would think that way, but it is what it is. But Vet, that's pretty much all the major news in the world of pro wrestling. I think it's time we can put our sifting gloves on, as a matter of fact, and get into the
sifting.
Yeah, let's get sifting.
Oh, by the way,
yeah,
Charles said to text him, so it's the same number, same hood. It's all good.
Ah, nice.
I'll just throw that out there, and if that's the case, then I'll do that later. Let's see. Sifting.
Oh no, he's got a new number, by the way.
A new number? Well, then I can't.
Oh, well, true. Unless, you know what, I can pass on your number to him if you want via Facebook.
Sure.
I'll do that. So, if Charles,
just don't mess around and dox me somehow.
No, I wouldn't do that. Come on now.
Oh, he said yes. He said the number is the same. So.
Oh, I thought he lost. He said before he lost.
Do it now. Do it now.
Oh,
I can't do it. I'm not going to do it.
I would love to show you this, man. I should have sent it to you. But Arnie doing an R&B song. Have you heard that yet?
Who did it?
Arnold Schwarzenegger doing an R&B song. It's AI.
There's probably some AI bullshit. Forget it.
Dude, it's hilarious, man. I'm telling you.
It's probably not. If Jimmy thinks it's funny, it's probably the worst thing ever.
I'm telling you, Vet, you at least
You've said I'm telling you about a lot of things that I said this sucks, so I won't take your word for it. Anyway, let's just get to the sifting.
You prick.
Let's get to the sifting.
Let's get to the sifting.
Let's get to Dynamite. Okay, we're going to open up this hot, fresh Dynamite with MJF and Hang Person. But don't worry, Jimmy. They promise no physicality here.
They didn't.
I like how that's like a running theme in AEW of like, they promise no physicality. Well, sometimes, you know, Tony makes them promise that, but other times he doesn't really bring it up. And he just hopes that they will actually.
No physicality part a bit later on, but I guess that doesn't apply when it's on the outside, right? But we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm. So basically, they're out here for a long time talking. I'll sum it up this way. Max is a coward. Paige is a fraud. And Paige says, take your shot. And MJF's like, all right, I will. Now, obviously, I'm paraphrasing to shorten this up dramatically, but
that really sums it up.
Essentially what they happened. He goaded Max into using his contractual title match.
What a dummy.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait,
let me get
who's
this
dummy?
straight.
Max?
Well, MJF, yeah, but then again, I'm not sure how this works. That contract, could he use it like a Money in the Bank sort of way?
I kind of thought so.
I'm assuming so. They've never made that clear, though, Vet. That's why I'm asking you. Because I'm assuming it's like a Money in the Bank sort of style cash-in, right?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like any time, any place, or you could just name any date and like we'll set up a match for that.
Okay. Well,
we're not sure.
Make it clear. But I'm assuming I have heard him say, I can have that title match any place, anywhere, anytime. So going by that, if he says that, then he's definitely a dummy for cashing it in for a match and not, after a match where Hangman's like beat up and whatnot. So there we go. He just cashes it in and we've got a world title match for Forbidden Door.
All right. The Dick Riders are outside and they come in the building and they walk to the ring and we have a match. It's a singles match. It's Jon Moxley versus Kevin Knight. It happens. He chokes him out. I did find this funny as I was watching, because you know me. Sometimes I'll be watching. Sometimes maybe power of the phone or power of the salad. Whatever the case may be, I may not be able to like fully focus on it, but I'm listening to the show. But I did happen to catch this little thing, and I don't know anybody else caught it in the world, but that's kind of why I'm here.
That's right.
Wheeler was supposed to interfere in this match, and he had to be cued by Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight gave him the Iggy to get up and try to get him off the thing. I was just like, oh my God, come on, bro. Hey, interfere with me. Like,
wow.
It's so funny.
Only because Kevin Knight is the one that's actually telling him, which is even worse, dude. He should know better. And I'm talking about Yuta, but clearly he's just a dope. I mean, doesn't he come across the type of guy that, you'd be explaining something to him, for example, just say he's a new guy at work or wherever, right? And you're trying to teach him, the ropes, but he's just there daydreaming. And it's like, hey, dickhead, wake up. Like, pay attention, you know what I mean? Take your hands out of your pockets. And one of those guys, just sitting there just daydreaming all the time. That's how he comes across, man. But that's a good eye, dude, because I missed that. And I'm glad you caught it because I don't think anyone else did. So that's what makes you the best in the world. But, man, that's bad, dude.
Yeah, maybe Wheeler was like bored too, and he had the power of the phone, and he missed his, he wasn't paying attention. So,
no, seriously, you get your shit together, dude. Come on now.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so after they choke him out, of course they're going to give him a beating, right? And then Darby Allin comes out, and he has got a skateboard, and he knocks Yuta out with a skateboard. And then he goes to give him a coffin drop, but here comes Claudio out of nowhere and catches him out the coffin drop, and then bags Darby up they beat him up. He beats him up, and then he puts Darby in the body bag. And I was like, well, this is just a layup. You do a giant swing right now, right? No.
Oh my God.
He does an airplane spin. Like, like you have a move that's a signature move where you spin a guy around and you're doing the wrong one.
That's sad, dude. I know maybe he was worried that he couldn't get a proper grip. Say, I doubt it though.
Yeah, whatever, bro. Whatever.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, but you're right.
Yeah. So then he airplane spins him, and then he tries to Pillmanize him, and this looked a little confusing. Like he didn't know which end was the head, so he had to unzip the bag to put the chair on his neck.
That's sad, dude.
But Ospreay ran out. Ospreay ran out to make the save.
Bruv.
And guess what? They didn't play his song. They didn't have a music video. They didn't have a full entrance with pyro. They didn't have running up and down the stage and, appealing to the fans. He just ran out there cold and made the save. Because it was an emergency, right. Like if he hadn't done that, they might have actually, broke his neck. So I don't know if Cope needs to learn from these youngsters. Maybe Cope could sit under the learning tree of the veterans like Darby Allin and actually learn something about the business, before he hangs it up in a couple years. He might want to learn one fucking thing about wrestling. Nice. And then Ospreay gets on the mic and challenges him to a lights out cage match, whatever the hell that is.
I was going to ask you that. What's a lights out cage match?
I guess it's like a cage match, but like the lights out version. Or it's like a lights out match, but it's got a cage around it. One of those two. I'm not sure.
I'll love if it's the latter. No shit. No, but really, if it's just a lights out cage match, like what I think they're trying to say, it's pointless because it's no disqualification anyway. And even if you have weapons all around the cage, you could bring weapons anyway. So what does it matter? But whatever. They love their gimmick bullshit and they continue to do their gimmick bullshit, and it is what it is. But anyway, I mean, like Labrat says, Cope needs to go under the learning tree of Yuta, maybe. I mean, I'm sure he'll learn a lot there.
He might. I mean, Yuta hasn't broken his leg yet.
True. It's true. Not yet. I mean,
yeah,
it's true. He's smarter by far.
All right. Random 6-woman tag match. The CEO, Dark Skye.
True.
Dark Skye.
Yeah.
And the Toxic Spider, Thekla, versus Alex Windsor, Queen Aminata, and Willow Nightingale. Did you love it?
Though? I'm not going to bash this match. I thought it was not bad for what it was. It was pretty action-packed. It was, there wasn't a lot of slow spots in this. It was pretty, there was a lot of things going on at the same time. And you know me, I shit on these multi-people tag matches. But I watched this for whatever reason. No power of the phone. I just sat there and watched it. And I didn't mind it. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. But still, one too many on this card, dude.
Well, unfortunately, Dark Skye does tap to Alex Windsor's sharpshooter.
And the way she sold that was like she was getting stabbed, dude. Like, I mean, it was the most painful thing ever, man. And I love the sharpshooter, and it does hurt when you apply it properly, but god damn it.
I think, I think this Triangle of Madness is not really on a roll.
Do you think?
They're kind of like no momentum since forming, right? I don't know if they've won anything at all.
I have no idea what they're trying to do with these women, but it is what it is. They've got no momentum. And why are they pushing Windsor to the moon? Is it because of Ospreay?
Yep.
That's it. I mean,
1,000,000%.
Is she older than him, by the way? Because she looks it.
I don't know.
I'm just wondering. She looks a lot older than him, but anyway.
It could be. I don't know. So, I guess, was Tony Storm like up in the stands watching this?
Yes,
because
with Athena as well on the other side.
Yeah, so Athena started fighting her up in the stands, and then they
After
fight
the
all the way.
match.
They fight all the way down to the ring, and then they make a challenge for Glasgow Dynamite episode. So
Cool. Looking forward to it, I guess, man. But I think the better stuff comes later on, though, on Collision with these two.
yeah, definitely. So speaking of Ospreay, Renee is here with him. And he says that he has made a phone call to his old boss and asked him to come and help. And that would be, of course, the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. I'm sure that's exactly. Yeah, right. I'm sure this is exactly what he wanted to do, is get in this shitty cage match. But he does say, tell your husband I want to chat with him next week.
Yeah, see, this is another thing. At first, he's all happy, like, g'day, love. You know what I mean? He's saying all that, being all nice and shit, and then tell your husband, and then, bye, love. Like, come on, man. Should they even, I know we all know that they're husband and wife and shit, and she's not biased. Sometimes she can be, but technically she's not. Should they always mention it to her? If she doesn't say anything, why keep bringing it up? It's your husband, blah, blah, blah. Like she's got some power, you know what I mean, to do anything.
I guess if you're going to bring it up, you should be using it more. And if you're not going to use it more, you shouldn't bring it up.
It's one of those things.
And here we are in the middle, of course.
Right. It's never
because she never has anything to say about it.
No.
Like, even if she would even have a moment to say anything, someone else just walks in and interrupts, because that's how it's written. So
it's true.
There's no point in even trying. So I don't know. All right. Now here we have, I guess this could be considered an entertaining highlight of the show. This is the promised match with Cope versus Stoke, who has to be carried down to the ring by security, which is a funny visual. apparently, Jimmy, the spear is not as easy as it looks because he tries a couple and just bounces off.
The way he no-sold it, I'm talking about Cope, was actually quite funny, man. He just didn't even move a centimeter, dude. Not even an inch.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah. So they go with this, the simple story of this guy's out of my league, so I'm just going to toy with him. They do a little bit of crowd work, literally and figuratively, because they go in the crowd, but also he's asking the crowd questions. Probably, I would hope that these people were plants, because if these people are this lame as a shoot, then that's really sad. And Jimmy has faded into obscurity. His computer has probably shut down again. We'll see. So while we're waiting, we'll give Jimmy a few seconds to see what happens. We'll do some crowd work now. Charles said, Athena, shaking my head. Oh, why? What happened? What's wrong with Athena? What happened, Jimmy?
Oh, man, I don't know. I just got kicked out of my browser for some reason.
Oh, have you tried not doing that? Have you tried staying on?
Why does it do that, man? I don't even have an idea. Like, my browser will crash for no reason while I'm on StreamYard only. Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's strange,
where was I? Oh, yes. So FTR comes down and they both get beat up by Edge here. Which that's actually funny because we'll talk about that later too. So they come down and get beat up until Stokely literally powders.
yeah, literally takes off.
Yeah. No. I mean, he throws powder in his face.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's what literally means, Jimmy.
You're right. I forgot about the powder spot. Right. He powders and powders anyway after that.
Yep. And they're going to give Copeland a spike pile driver. And here comes Christian, and he's got a spike himself. It's Spike. You remember Spike, the board with nails in it?
Of course.
Yeah. So here comes Christian, and then while Christian's out there, I guess Nick Wayne immediately just thought, I mean, he must have been tailing Christian the whole night because he was very, very ready to just slide in the ring and try to hit him with a wrestling move. But he doesn't get it.
Didn't he have a chair?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he had a chair.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they both swung.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
he had the chair and then he hit him with the thing. Yeah, okay.
Right. He turned around and knocked the chair out of his hands and shit. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking of. But so he did try and fail. And then, once they've run everybody off, then it's just Christian and Edge in the ring. And they're sad because, they're not going to be able to. They're kind of reuniting here with he gives him Spike and he gives him a hug. Well, no, Edge gives him a hug.
Right.
And he just sits there and gets hugged. But I think it's really sad because, they're not going to be able to join the Hardys and the Dudleys for their one more match. I think that's what they really wish they could be doing. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, boys, you chose this. So.
Yeah.
But I don't mind this. Edge looks like, a softie, you know what I mean, hugging Christian. Whereas Christian still, I don't want Christian's dynamic to change. I don't mind Edge being Edge, right? But if Christian's still that prick sort of thing, I think they'll make it a good, interesting sort of dynamic, only because it's different. I don't want to see two happy goofballs suddenly like the old Edge and Christian. I want exactly who they are right now as the team. Even if they don't totally get along, but Christian knows, that's his brother pretty much. Even if he doesn't like him at the moment, he's still who he is, and they still do have all that history. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we'll see. They probably won't do that. They'll probably mess it all up.
Yeah, I don't think Christian's going to turn into a jokester all of a sudden, but...
I hope not. But this is AEW. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, in some ways, he never stopped doing comedy. He just started doing dark comedy.
Right.
About people's families dying or whatever.
It's funny stuff, though. Even as harsh as it is, it reinvented him for sure, man.
Yeah. The hook signal was activated.
Yeah.
So,
what the hell?
Just like you were saying about re-signing the contract. Well, someone threw up the hook signal. We'll see if he answers it. Okay, next is another multi-person gimmick Snabits with Mr. Instant Replay and Slick Nick teaming up with Kyle Fletcher and Josh Alexander to take on Brody King and the conglomeration members Hologram and Tomohiro Ishii and their special mystery partner that I guess is challenging Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship is
Takahashi. And dude, I'm not going to lie, I popped to this. You know what I mean? When I saw him, like, oh, fuck, no way. I was like, that's Takahashi. What's that? Hiromu's in the house, man. And he looks good, dude. I'm happy to see him. I actually kind of missed him since I've started watching New Japan.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the few people that they didn't bring over that,
right.
You know.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's shocking to me, dude. So I'm happy about that. Whether he stays around here and there and does some long-term things, I'm cool with that. But at the same time, I feel bad for New Japan because the more they bleed with losing a lot of their stars, it's going to become really indie, man. New Japan, I feel like it's going to become like what All Japan is at their lowest point, if you know what I mean. How they were like one of the big ones, and then now they're just a shadow of their former selves.
Yeah, you know, since Naito left, like, what is LIJ? Is they still there or at all? Or
I have no idea. What's Naito doing? I haven't even heard anything about him. I knew he was going to do one match, I think, in, what do you call it? Noah? Because Noah seems like the one now that's sort of becoming the biggest for some reason. It feels like that way. And then I haven't heard nothing
You mean
else.
the one that's working with WWE?
Yeah, kind of. Well, yeah. Ironically, yeah. It's weird, right? Or is it a coincidence?
Yeah, I don't know if it's ironically or a coincidence, but
right. That's funny.
Well, anyway, here's Hiromu. And the Bucks get fined. They mention this on commentary because they come out and they do a super kick party to Justin Roberts. And
that was a good dude. That looked like it fucked him up. I'm not gonna lie, man. That was right to the neck.
Yeah. And so the commentary says that later on that they were fined $10,000 each for that.
Well, they should be. I mean, that looks pretty brutal, man. Either Justin Roberts a great seller, or that really hurt him, dude, because that looked pretty bad. But anyway, it was good stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, blah 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 match, and Hiromu beats Josh Alexander with, well, I mean, they called it a time bomb, but to me it just looked like the FU. So
it wasn't a time bomb.
Yeah, no, but
really.
That's what they called it. Maybe that's prototype. Like he has Time Bomb and Time Bomb 2. Maybe this was Time Bomb 0. Like this is where he thought about using it, but he never did, you know, like
maybe. I mean, good point. I don't know. I've got to look into that, but I'm glad he actually got the pin. Unfortunately though, you know, he's not going to win at Forbidden Door. Hope I'm wrong though.
Yeah. What if they just did? Come on, you got to give New Japan something.
If Takeshita becomes your new IWGP World Champion, then maybe, just maybe, Hiromu does become your TNT Champion.
Yeah, I don't think.
But I doubt it still. That's the problem. But I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It'll be good, man.
So Renee has mic trouble, so they have to go back to the desk and they cover for her until she gets a new mic, and then she brings out Swerve Strickland because you got to do a Swerve interview on the ramp. So he comes out and we get to see the dance, and then Okada comes out to interrupt him, and he says, "You have no chance with that knee of yours," and he calls him a bitch, and then he gets shoved down, and then there's a pull apart, and that's it.
That's it. And he called him bitch. And that's where it all got, you know, where it all hit the fan. I liked Kazuchika Okada's sort of get up though. Looked like it was kind of Yakuza-ish with what he was wearing, which looked cool. But then that stupid song, bro. That theme song, once it plays, it just takes me out of it. And I hate it, dude. I don't want to hate Okada, and I'll never hate Okada, but that damn song, please. Enough of this crap tune. And I hope it wasn't Omega's idea for this song. It sounds like something Omega would have done. And I don't like it, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Alicia tells Mox about Tanahashi, and he's like, huh. And then he goes into a closed door meeting with the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
So
and they end up bringing friends, as we find out later on.
Tony Schiavone announces that Edge and Christian will take on Kipnick and the lights out cage match during the several minutes or an hour or whatever it's been since we found out the lights out cage match was going to exist has also added the Golden Lovers and Gabe Kidd.
Yeah,
on both sides.
Right, Kenny and Kota on one, and Gabe Kidd on the Moxley side of things.
Yeah. And here's the question I had. Gabe, there were forfeits in the G1 because Gabe Kidd was supposedly injured.
Right.
So how is he in this?
I have no idea. Maybe he'll be cleared, I guess.
They know they just future know that he's going to be cleared?
But maybe. I mean, I don't have a clue. I can't even answer this question. I don't know. Only Tony knows. But like Chris Gallegos says in the chat, AEW killed New Japan Wrestling and never gives anything back to New Japan Wrestling. It just doesn't right now. They're raping him, dude, completely. So I agree with that, but it is what it is. But anyway, I don't know what's going on with Gabe Kidd and why he's here. But I think with Kenny, though, have you noticed now, is he going to become more of an exhibition type of player, man? Like, we're not going to see him in any real storylines, say, for example, he'll be just a match here and there. Because, I mean, he's at the tail end of his career, and really he can't go like he used to, man. Not on a full-time basis. No way.
Yeah, I guess.
Sad, dude, if that's the case. But, yeah, as long as he's still around, good for him.
Like seeing him every week, we had that. I don't recall really liking it, so it didn't matter.
I didn't mind.
Maybe it is better if he just shows up once in a while.
Yeah, no, I didn't mind his Triple H, battle when he had all the belts type of run, which was kind of cool. Everything else to me has sucked when it comes to him.
Well, since Justin Roberts has been put out of commission, Tony Schiavone has to announce the main event. So it's the Ops and the returning Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I mean, does Joe look tired or what, dude?
I mean, he looks the same. And then LFI is the opponents. So we get a Coquina clutch on Drilistico because how else could you possibly end this?
Nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long match. It was pretty quick, actually. Probably went for, 6-7 minutes, maybe?
Something like that.
Think about it. It was pretty quick, and yeah, that was done. But you forgot to mention, I forgot to mention,
the Beast Mortos Fatality.
I have to always do that.
Another main event for the Beast Mortos.
Yeah, is that a coincidence? Probably not.
Main event Mortos. I like the sound of that.
But did you see what I said when I said that guy that's the account Mortoast, the Beast Mortoast? That made me laugh. Come on, that's funny.
See, that's why I won't watch that Arnold Schwarzenegger video.
You didn't laugh. Come on.
No. So
Mortoast. Come on.
Yeah, that's not even really it's not even really a pun. It's like a half-ass pun.
I know it's stupid, but it's funny. I don't know. For me, it's funny. Now I'm gonna go read
again. That's how you know, guys. You judge how funny you find that, and then whether you want to take Jimmy's recommendations.
I'm embarrassed now. Damn it.
So Renee catches Paige in the garage, like on his way to his, I guess his hybrid with the horns on it.
Something like that.
Yeah, he gets jumped and beat up by MJF. So there you go.
Dude, he got. Did you notice how he was slamming his head on the damn bonnet of the car? He wasn't even protecting himself, dude. He was just allowing him just to like ram his whole face into the car, man. I'm like, is this guy all right or what?
You see that, Brett? We want this shit to look real.
Seriously, that's pretty bad. I wouldn't do that, man. That's just me. But hey, whatever, man. If you want to beat your head up for entertaining all of us, supposedly, and not doing a good enough job at entertaining us, mind you, by all means, beat yourself up.
Well, like Labrat said, it's not a real car. It was just a rubber car. It was just a rubber. It was like rubber and maybe paper mache and
paper mache
and sugar.
God, yeah, that was the glass, just the glass. It's not real glass.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of him, what's happened to him, dude? Is any anything about him? Is he doing anything?
No, but I've been
Good.
enjoying it.
Absolutely enjoying it. And like the Hammer says, extremely unsafe. It is, dude. Sugar Glass Guy. What's up, Colin? Thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyway, so that was Dynamite. Yeah. Same old Dynamite. What can we say, right? I mean, did you enjoy the show at all before we get into Collision?
Nope. I mean, I like Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah.
So like his antics amuse me, but it's the ultimate a la carte because like he's surrounded by people I don't like. So
say, you a la carte
watching FTR,
exactly.
watching Edge and Christian, like having to deal with them existing is difficult. It helps me, or it hampers my enjoyment of Stokely. So it's one of those like eating a filet mignon in the bathroom situations. Right?
That's not cool, bro. Come on. Yuck.
I know it's not cool. That's the whole point.
But the thought of it just is disgusting, dude. That's
good.
Cool.
It's like the thought of Stokely Hathaway being surrounded by Edge and Christian and FTR.
Anyway, let's get into the collision, shall we? Like the prof says, what do you say? FTR is Vince's joygasm.
What's a joygasm? Stop making up words, magnanimous one.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stokely's the only thing on the cart for the vet this week. That's for sure. On Dynamite.
Yeah, he's the whole cart. Like even other things. It's like let me look back at this show.
You had a couple of more. You had Ishii and Takahashi as in her.
Yeah, they kind of they were kind of there, but it was just like a 6-person or 8-person.
It's true.
Not really that exciting.
No.
Hiromu was nice, but it's an 8-person, so it was just like, oh, here's this guy, and again, no fanfare. Like we know this guy can be so entertaining, but he's just the 4th guy on a 4-man team in this presentation, so it's like, okay, and he does get the win, but I'm looking ahead and just seeing, okay, so you're the guy that is going to have a one-on match with Kyle Fletcher who hurts everybody, and you have a history of neck problems. So I'm scared. I can't enjoy Hiromu Takahashi when he's getting put in the ring with the most dangerous man in wrestling right now.
True, man. Don't even remind me shit. Yeah, you're right, man. And you will do that move too. That's what's scary about it. But let's just hope for the best. Labra, you say no Danny Garcia. Oh, don't you worry. You're going to get some Danny Garcia shortly.
Yeah.
No mistake about it.
So, Chris Gallegos can get excited because we're going to talk about Collision now. It's, the announcer team is, of course, Tony Schiavone and Fatty Magic, who we just found out signed a new contract. And why is he still sitting here even though he did sign a new contract? Well, that's because Nigel McGuinness is going to be in our technical spectacle main event later.
God. Cool. We'll get to that when we do.
All right. So Timeless Tony Storm comes out. She's got her spotlight at the top of the stage with her Sin City black and white with a splash of red treatment, all this stuff. Yada, 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 does one of her Tony Storm promos. Then Athena kicks her ass and Billy Starks helps.
Good promo from Athena too. I thought it was actually a great comeback to what Tony was saying initially. And Tony's had a great promo, but Athena's comeback promo was actually very well executed. So I was actually impressed with that. And she beat her ass on top of that. So I'm not complaining.
That's right. Timeless is going to turn into Forever because she's the Forever champion.
Can I just point out, doesn't that Ring of Honor Women's Championship look so nice compared to the AEW one?
You said what?
The Ring of Honor one looks better. The
Ring of Honor belt?
Yeah, it actually looks much better than the AEW World Championship, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. So bear witness to the greatness. And then Mina Shirakawa's back. She comes out to make the save.
And then they were kissing like weirdos.
And then after that vicious promo that Athena cut, then she tried to negotiate, like, hey, can't we all just be friends? And then she ran away.
And the way, did you see the way they were pashing, dude? It was like it's like they were trying to eat each other. Well, Tony was trying to eat Mina anyway, but I don't know,
complaints.
Man. Weird shit. But still, I actually enjoyed this whole segment. Probably the best thing about this show already, straight off the the get go, in my opinion. But anyway, good segment.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we have a tag team match play. It's Mox and Yuta versus Jet Speed. Because this is Cincinnati, Mox is getting a hometown response in this match. He can't be enough of a heel.
Yeah. I didn't think he was really getting cheered, dude, at all. Like, to be honest. But
well, he was. I mean, it's half-assed, but
yeah, it was. Dude,
well, it's a half-assed crowd. Like, there was hardly anybody there, so it's not very loud, but there's certainly pockets of Moxley chants.
They were in a nightclub, some music friggin' club band or whatever the fuck they were in Cincinnati.
Yeah. So there's a lot of shenanigans because Marina's outside, and the ref just stops looking. Like, normally you would try to distract the referee so that something could happen, that you give him a reason to be like out of position to see these things. There was the first time she interfered, she grabbed, like, I guess it was, I don't remember which guy, but they were going for a pin, and she grabbed his leg and like pulled him off, and the referee was counting the pin, and this guy just gets pulled off, and he goes and looks the other way for no reason. Like he does not. I don't understand why is it so difficult to do these basic things for these people, but they just give up. They just give up. They're just like, it's harder. It would be harder for you to distract yourself in a way that makes sense than to just have the wrestlers distract the referee. But for whatever reason,
did you notice the counting he was doing as well while they were on the outside? It'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, right up to 4, and then silence. But he's still watching what's going on, right? No, silence for a good 20 seconds, it felt like. And then 5, 6, and then silence again. Like, just, it's like, why even bother? Just forget about it, man. If you're not going to, like, count them out, they should just count them out for punishment, really. Until they get shit right, fuck them. Count them out, man. It's on them.
No, but that would hurt their feelings. That would hurt their feelings.
Well, stiff shit. Learn. You know what I mean?
No, they're not here to learn.
That's true. You're right. They actually say it too, like publicly. Yeah. So,
AEW, we're not here. We're the best. Aren't here to learn.
Facts.
Well, anyway, yeah. So Yuta does a roll up on Kevin Knight, and they win. So
that's all that matters.
But here we go. Here's a little something we could put on the a la carte menu. The Outrunners music video for
this is great.
Brother Nature. You've heard of Mother Nature.
Oh, shit.
This is Brother Nature.
Great.
Yeah.
What was that little bug they were holding? It looked like a little turtle crying out there. What was that?
It was like a tiny little toad.
Oh, shit. No shit. I've never seen that before. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. When a toad is like a little baby, you know, it's a little toadlet, and they're that very small.
Do you guys have cane toads over there?
I don't know. Maybe
they're real big ones. If you do,
maybe some here and there.
They destroy everything, man. They're killing us over here, bro. I swear, everything, and they're poisonous. So anything that eats them, they die. So we're all screwed. But anyway,
yeah. All right. Here's another little menu item. Ricochet versus a special surprise, making an AEW debut of, I guess it's AEW. I don't remember seeing him. Ace Austin.
Right. Yeah, no,
that's right.
They announced that he signed to AEW during the week, though.
Okay.
And I was going to put that in the news, but there was no point because you already know that he debuted anyway, so there's no point in me saying it. But yeah, he did sign earlier in the week. And another another TNA guy jumping ship now to AEW. Good for him. Well, what are they going to do with him? I have no idea. That's the problem.
He joins a number of other individuals that they have no idea what to do with. So good luck, Ace.
Good luck, dude.
Go Ace. Go other Ace.
Anyway, we'll see what they do. They'll probably.
But
not,
yeah, so
they treat the TNA guys like shit, other than Speedball. It feels like.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Well, but who cares about Ace Austin? The real star here is Ricochet. Okay, that's what we came here to see. So
Absolutely.
and this is probably my favorite match of the week as far as AEW is concerned, because Ricochet is just so. He's. I don't know. You guys must have caught all the Stone Cold stuff he was doing, right? Because it's Ace Austin. So like he's like he came off the ropes and did the elbow drop like Austin does. He did the oh hell yeah thing. Like he's definitely extra pointing out the fact that he's bald. He did like some falling headbutts, like the Kokeshi type headbutts, but like rubbing his head afterwards. Like
it would have topped it off if you'd done $1 Million Dream.
Oh man, I'm surprised he didn't think of that.
I know. That would have been the icing of the cake for sure.
Yeah, but if you didn't, anybody that didn't see this or that likes Ricochet, or even if you just underestimated Ricochet and like think he's just a spot guy or whatever, like if you watch this match, there's very little spots. It's a lot of just beating a guy up and getting heat on him and working the match. So
dude, he was
very,
a freaking
very
character
entertaining
in this match, bro. Like absolute character, man. Probably the best thing all week in terms of AEW. Just by the way it was just golden, man, for sure.
Yeah. So eventually the Gates of Agony mosey out, or GOA. Let's not offend anybody. They just mosey on out. Not that Ricochet was in trouble or anything. They just we'll just come take a closer look, and eventually Ace tries to make a comeback, and when they try to shut it down, he kind of uses some miscommunications to cause GOA to hit each other and Ricochet to hit them, and it looks like he's going to pull off a big upset. There's some really good near falls with some roll ups here, and because we just saw obviously the finish to the previous match was a roll-up, so we're buying the roll-up. And basically every finish is a roll-up, so we're buying the roll-up. It's definitely a deadly finish. So, but Ricochet manages to escape. And then it's very simple. The finish of this match is very simple. Ace goes to pick him up for his move, whatever it is. It's not the fold, but he was going for some something over the shoulder, and Ricochet rakes him in the eyes. Ref doesn't see it because he's on the other side. See how that works? See how he positions himself so the referee can't see it?
Stupid, right?
Okay, exactly. But then in full view of the referee, he yanks him down by his hair, which the referee's like, "Hey," and he's like, too late. I did it. Yeah, and then he hits him with the spirit gun. 1, 2, 3. So, perfect match again. Ricochet, just genius. Gets the heat. Nice comeback. Good false finishes that we all bought, and then shut him down and beat him. So, that's how you do it, guys.
Has he earned at this point, to be rewarded with something more meaningful at this point? Or do you like it where they're going just for now?
I think it's hard to say what's more meaningful because there's still a lot of belts and none of them feel particularly interesting. So I don't know,
he should be champion, but
Well, but what else is there? Because all the guys in top stuff are kind of like in the same belt picture too.
You're right. No, you're right. And they're all championship related matches, pretty much, all the main stuff. No, you're right. But
he could be like you could put him in something with Hangman because they haven't really done too much since.
Have they done anything? Oh, they did initially.
I don't remember.
But neither do I. I don't actually recall properly. So, but they might have. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that, man. Put him in a higher spot in the card, man. Even in the main event picture, I think he'd be a great character to be amongst that sort of group of guys, because I think he could really make something that looks bad into like chicken salad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but that depends what else they want to do. If Hang Person comes out on top against MJF, then Ricochet is a good follow-up program. And if MJF somehow wins, then that still gives Hang Person something to do if they want to put him with Ricochet. So if that's more meaningful, if we're looking at Hangman as the guy, and you want to do something there, maybe that's more meaningful than this. But other than that, I don't know what else I would have him do at this point. So,
well, for now, he's entertaining as hell, man. So I'm not complaining really, but I just wouldn't mind seeing him higher up the card. That's all.
No, and he could definitely be the guy. Like, you could take this act that he's doing now. I mean, it would just be like a less ridiculous version of the Death Riders. Like, if you have this guy with the belt and people like chasing him and Gates of Agony always keeping the belt on him, like that.
That'd be funny, man, for sure.
Yeah,
man.
it's definitely a way to go, and he would definitely get a lot of mileage out of it because he would get a lot of heat.
For sure.
You can't have a bald champion in wrestling. That's crazy. So they would be furious.
But he should come out, if he wins the bout, he should put glasses on. You know what I mean? Like, look extra like douchey in some ways. I think he'd be the funniest dude, man. But you could do so much with Ricochet right now, man. I think it's endless.
Yeah. So Renee is with the Hurt Syndicate. They have no predictions on the tag team title tournament, and there's no drama in the Hurt Syndicate. So everything's fine. Back to you.
Whoever wins, they're going to win it anyway, still, in my opinion.
All right. So what do we have here? We have, what are these guys' names? Blake Christian and Lee Johnson, or Vanilla and Chocolate. And they make their entrance to the ring. And before their opponents come out, they're backstage with Renee. It's the Paragon. So Renee's trying to get a word with them. And before they could say anything, the conglomeration of Ishii and Hologram come in. And Roddy's still not sold on this whole conglomeration idea. But anyways, he goes on to the ring, and then Kyle tries to sell Hologram on a night out in Cincinnati.
God. I'm sick of this Cole like being just a complete clown, dude, but whatever. He's not that funny, dude. He's corny, let's be honest.
Well, he's funnier than the other people that are trying to do comedy on this show. Maybe not as funny as Stokely, but it's different.
No, nowhere near. But still, I don't know, man. I mean, the Hammer is interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, here's the match. Paragon versus Ice Cream. It doesn't last long. Total elimination. The Ishii and Holo come out to try to celebrate, but Roderick Strong's not into it and he leaves. But an attempt was made. I mean, they're working on him.
They tried, but this is going nowhere anyway for me. I couldn't care less about if he's impressed or not.
It's going somewhere. It's going somewhere.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. But here's something that went somewhere, but we didn't even see it. It's Bandito already beaten up in the back, and Stokely takes his mask. FTR. Brody King comes and he beats both FTR up by himself. So this happens a lot. Like, FTR finds themselves in 2-on-1 situations where one person beats the shit out of both of them for a good length of time. So as the best tag team in the world, I find that a little weird, but so anyway, yeah, Brody beats both of them up and they fight out to the ring, and he's about to do some, he puts him in the corner. He's going to do some kind of weird splash or something. And then Stokely extinguishes this with a fire extinguisher, sprays him in the face, and then they hit the shatter machine on him.
Cool. Nothing much for me to say over here.
Okay, all right. Well, what about Skyflight challenging the Don Callis family. Are you excited to see this match?
Again, not really. There's too much of this already again. I've seen already. How many matches do we have with tag matches on Dynamite and multi-man matches? We're just continuing the trend over here. Come on, man.
Hey, we got a big roster.
Right. I watch these back-to-back, mind you. So it's even worse when you're watching a back-to-back and seeing the same type of matches. There's not really much for me to say when I see it again and again and again and again, other than how bad the refereeing is all the time.
Yes, well, and I'm saying that also, so even more reason not to. But this match you haven't seen yet, Jimmy.
Oh,
the $100,000 winner-take-all four-way match between Dark Julia.
Yeah.
Dark Julia.
Penelope Ford, Anna Jay, and Chris Statlander.
Woo,
haven't seen one of these this week yet.
Never, man. For the dollars, like Bone Collector says in the chat. Again, why do we need this to be? Was it for $100,000, I think, this time?
Yeah.
Why? Why is he doing? I don't know if it's his obsession with belts, like you say, like we've always said about, there's one too many belts. So he knows deep down he can't make another belt. So let's do a match for money. I know this was an old, back in the day, NWA thing in old school wrestling and whatnot, but it wasn't done week in, week out, dude. You know what I mean? He always has to have a money match now, literally a money match. It feels like every week or at least every second week, man. I'm so done with this shit. It means nothing. There's nothing. There's no money. There's nothing. It doesn't do anything for these women or men that actually wrestle for this. And like Josh says, waiting on $1 billion match. Yeah, it's own the company.
So someone wins a match and then they'll buy another wrestling company.
Oh, that would be hilarious, dude.
Wouldn't it?
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, winner would never be seen again. I definitely agree that if they're going to have these matches, they have to do something with the winner that shows that they have spent the money somehow.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Whether it's a vignette or just something they bring to the arena next time, like what are we, it's okay if you show the results of the $100,000, but as far as we know, everybody just puts it in their pocket and moves on.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know what happens. But see, again, Vet, this is why he's the best in the world, because you bring up a great point. Why not actually do a little story, about the winner or whoever wins those matches, what they end up doing with the money? That would be hilarious, dude.
And then you have other people that are like, hey, I want to be in one of those $100,000 matches or something. Like, you have people like politicking to get into the match. They can complain when they're not put in the match. Like, why is this bum in this match and I'm not?
That would be hilarious. But again, they just don't know. They just can't think, man. But again, it's those little things that you point out, Vet, that makes you so great, man. Because it would be something, at least there would be a payoff, right, to it. Like, literally, an actual payoff to it. But there never really is a proper payoff to it.
No. Well, this is right here, this gimmick match. It's the entire story of AEW in a nutshell.
Right.
And not only AEW, but like a lot of independent wrestlers and their thinking, their way of thinking of, even like FTR, like, oh, I saw this, so I'm going to do it. I saw this move on TV, so I'm going to copy that. I saw this match on TV, so I'm going to book that. I saw this like spot in this match, so I'm going to do that spot. And none of those people know the original reasons behind. They don't know the history. They don't know the psychology. They don't understand why those things worked at those points in times or why they were done. It's just like you're paying homage, but sometimes when you're ignorant, paying homage is a little more insulting.
Absolutely. And they are ignorant because they assume everyone knows but really a lot of people don't, man. It's true.
Yeah, 100%. like if you wanted to, okay, look. I'm working for free again. So if you wanted to do a money match in today's day and age, you would have some sort of an angle where you had 4 different people who sort of like they're trying to, whatever they're going after, it doesn't matter. Like, that's your booking, that's your stories and stuff like that. But you have 4 different people that need to get brought together for whatever reason. And it's like, okay, you guys want to fight so bad. Why don't you fight for this? I'll put $100,000 up, or one of the guys puts his own money up. Like,
heck, you can put bets on if you want to do that. Like everyone,
right?
That's won those. Imagine that. That's something different. Whether it works, I don't know, but it's something.
Anything but just, oh, it's this random amount of money for no reason with these 4 people. Like, well, even if these 4 people, why does Penelope get put in this match? What has she done to even deserve $100,000 in her career, let alone in one match? Right? So
absolutely,
it doesn't make sense. You would think you would have better contenders than what you chose here.
See, I could picture like someone like a Vince McMahon if he was ever, not that WWE ever really have done. I think they've done it once or twice over in their history, but imagine Vince having women do this. I know he's going to sound bad now in 2025 after what we know, but we all know Vince, how he likes hooking up with the divas and whatnot back in the day. Imagine he had his favorites in that match, though. Like his favorite women going for that $100,000. Like
the NDA match.
Right. Can you imagine that? My God. That's heat, dude. The NDA match. That would be hilarious, bro. But something like that, especially before all these allegations came out, I think that would be hilarious. You know what I mean? And it would get a lot of heat, too. But, yeah. I'm thinking way too far ahead.
Yeah,
obviously.
Who cares about thinking? Sonic's here. Sonic the Hedgehog is here. Thanks for joining us. Showing his age with the Missy Elliott references. But
hello.
So Dark Julia just taps out to Chris Statlander's weird submission thing. So once again, like I said before, Triangle of Madness on the opposite of a roll. And then the rest of them come in and start a schmaz, because they're mad because they lost again. And then we get the big return of Harley Cameron, and everyone feels the wrath of her pink face mask with the kitty whiskers on it.
You know what?
It's your people, Jimmy.
Yeah, and you know what? She sucks now.
Oh,
I used to like her. She was kind of getting interesting for me, even though you weren't that much of a fan of hers. But they've made her go backwards now. Who cares? I don't care about this puppet. Other than it looks, there's nothing really to her, man. So right now, meh.
Yeah, I forgot about the puppet already. She should have brought that in and had everybody feed up for puppet shots. Like hold it like a belt, and just nail everybody with the loaded puppet.
Well, funny enough, even in AAA, they're doing the puppet thing. There's, Finn Balor's puppet is back. We got, the iguana puppet. You'll see that. It's pretty dumb and funny.
I won't see it.
It's puppet season, bro. Come on.
Puppet season. All right. So we get a promo from Kyle Fletcher, Lance Archer, and Hechicero. Well, not Hechicero, but the other 2 guys do a promo, and he stands there.
Just busy.
Yeah. You mean to tell me Hechicero couldn't say anything, like even in Spanish that we don't understand, or some of us would half understand, or I would understand some of, or other people would understand all of if they spoke Spanish? You know what I'm trying to say? You could have had him say something.
Say basic Spanish that everyone knows what they're saying. I know, I get you, man, but no, not here, man. Not here, not yet. Have we actually heard him speak? I have heard him talk before, but off.
Not here, not on AEW, right. I don't think.
No, you're right. Unfortunately, yeah. Is that true? T and Cooper, the Finn Balor's puppet is $100.
I mean, we got Lab Rat and T and Coupon are saying it.
Oh shit, we did too. I just saw Lab Rat. Wow, that's expensive.
Yeah, we might want to. Hey, man.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Those are hand stitched quality puppets we're talking about.
I mean, it looked good. I'm not gonna lie, but still, $100.
I'll take your word for it. I still only barely know what you guys are talking about because I didn't watch that show. So, Renee is with Statlander here, the winner of the $100,000, and she is being facetious again. But here comes Harley Cameron to interrupt her facetiousness and say that she was actually inspired by her empowering words that she said about women and togetherness. And then Jon Moxley walks through and he looks at Statlander and says, "Damn right." And then Yuta walks by and he's like, "Good work out there." And he goes for a fist bump, and she just stares at him, and he's like, and leaves.
Well, I'm waiting for Mr. I don't want him to come back, but Orange Cassidy getting jealous over Statlander and Yuta, and then it's all on Vet. It's all on.
Pretty exciting.
Exciting as.
All right, so here's Juice Robinson, speaking of exciting, versus
Zeus.
Big Business Bad Apple Bounty Hunter Brian Bakeith. A rare singles match.
Oh, yeah. I mean, on paper, it kind of sounds like a decent match, right?
Yeah, and then you watch it.
Yeah, what was going on there? I mean, you would have thought this would have been a little better, but it just seems like these two I don't know, they don't gel, man.
I don't know. Well, anyway, the other, they each have a partner in their corner, and those guys are fighting outside, and somehow the Gun Kid manages to beat up Big Bill enough that Juice hits the left hand of God and his little DDT thing and gets the win here over Bakeith.
They're screwing Bakeith, man. They're still not doing the bounty hunter stuff properly, dude, at all.
Yeah. They have $100,000 matches, though. You think he wants that? You don't think he wants to hunt that $100,000?
There's a story right there.
He could put a wig on and join that women's match.
He's a bounty hunter, and there's money on the line. Dude. And you know what he does, too? Like, one by one, slowly, right? He lassos all of them. Like, hog ties all of them. And then gets that $100,000, dude. Come on. And that will put him over, too.
Yeah.
I mean, but they won't.
Just do it. Just do a quick Tyler Perry. It's no problem. So Liz says, so Stat and Yuta are going to be the next Ruby and Angela. What is that, a shoot?
Oh, God.
Do we know something? I don't know. I don't know what these people's personal lives are. Are they going out or something? That's kind of funny.
In real life, Yuta, Orange Cassidy, and Statlander are like real tight.
All three of them together? It's like one of those things?
I kid you not. All three of them are really like close.
It's a throuple?
Yeah. If you love Menage a Trois, I mean, hey. Yeah, for whatever reason, them three are pretty tight.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. Don't have thoughts. I know that's a bit
best
weird,
friends. I get it.
don't get that sort of. Don't get any thoughts there, Vet. Please.
Okay. Well, you know what happens when weird thoughts start to come in your head? They tell you think about baseball, and which is a good segue because here is the Cincinnati Reds catcher Jose Trevino in the audience enjoying the action tonight.
What do you want me to say to that? Cool. He must have been excited and
think of baseball. Just think of baseball.
Baseball. Go the Reds.
Yeah. Why I got to bring what up? What are you talking about, Zay Vicious? I didn't bring anything up. Other people bring things up.
Everyone's thinking of Thrumpies now and Thrumples.
Huh? Okay.
Oh,
so,
boy.
All right. So, Renee is with Anthony Bowens.
Right.
And speaking of relationships, he's not over Caster apparently because he's still bitching and complaining that no matter what he does and it drops all these names and all these things that he's doing that's supposedly important, which sounds like a crock of shit because I don't think anybody knows who this guy is, but whatever, let's go with it. And he's still mad that Max Caster is over.
I guess these two are going to get back together shortly, and they're going. I mean, that's what they're leading to, right? It's a half-assed way too, mind you. But still, eventually they're going to kiss and make up. Well, let's not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bring up. Oh, Tyler Perry. You're talking about why I got to bring up Tyler Perry. How many minutes behind are you? You got to hit the refresh button, man. It gets some better internet so that it doesn't keep slowing down. Yeah. So. Okay. There we go. Now, Jimmy's back. Hey, Jimmy.
My browser, I need to update my computer, and I keep saying it not now. So it could be that. It could be that reason. But anyway, I'm back. Doesn't matter.
He's back. You're back just in time for the technical spectacle.
No, of course. The winner gets a world title freaking shot, right?
Yep. Against well, I mean, Zack Saber's a champion now. I guess he'll be the champion of Forbidden Door. But So it's Daniel Garcia versus Nigel McGuinness versus Lee Moriarty versus Hechicero.
Hey, by the way, Vic, can you still hear me?
I can hear you, but your picture
Okay.
is frozen.
Yeah, I don't know why. That's why I'm asking you if you can hear me. But anyway, yeah, Hechicero. Or
Hechicero.
love me some Hechicero, man.
Yes, so do I. However, this is a main event match starring Daniel Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's kind of an important match as far as like storylines go for a change. Usually when they put Daniel Garcia in a main event, it means absolutely jack shit of fuck all and nobody cares and it won't lead to anything. But this time it's kind of important relatively to AEW World. So I made a compromise, everybody. I disavowed 80% of this match. And I watched like the last 6-7 minutes. Is that fair? I think that's fair, right? Like, you can't be fully asking me to watch this. I have a rule after all. Jimmy, you're back.
Yeah, I'll just refresh so the camera can work again. Whatever.
So were you able to hear what I said just now?
No, I didn't hear it. What'd you say?
I said the conundrum I have is that Daniel Garcia is in the main event, but for once the main event actually matters in terms of what they're trying to set up here. So I had to make a compromise and I only disavowed like most of the match. I watched the last maybe 6-7 minutes of the match. That's fair, right? That's more than fair.
I didn't really get into at this point. This is when I was actually like, getting ready for the show and I'm watching it, but I already kind of knew who won, which spoiled it for me, so I didn't pay too much attention to it. But Nigel McGuinness does end up getting the win.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you though, what I actually saw in the brief time that I did watch the match, because the last 6-7 minutes of the show wasn't necessarily the last 6-7 minutes of the match. There was quite a bit. There was only maybe a couple minutes of match left. And in this couple of minutes, what I saw was fucking Daniel Garcia put on a sharpshooter and fell over.
Did he?
Yes, like he lost his balance and fell down and was just like holding on the legs like, it's something, it's still something. I know it's like, who did I ever beat? But I was using the sharpshooter and I didn't fall over. So
really? Well, see, Garcia, you idiot! Like, don't ever use that move and disgrace it at the same time, man. Please.
Yeah. There was also a spot, where where both Lee Moriarty and Hechicero were in a submission and they're kind of facing each other.
Right.
And Hechicero was looking like he wanted to tap. And Lee Moriarty did the spot where he like reached over to grab his hand to stop him from tapping out. But here's the thing about that. He has another hand. You dumbass.
Yeah, but was his other hand caught
No,
up, though?
it was
Okay,
not.
all right.
It was free. And that's the funny part. I could see if it was like, a chicken wing situation or something, but it wasn't. It was Daniel Garcia in his whack, leg hold that he couldn't do right. So
that's sad, dude.
Yeah.
That is so stupid. Again, see, they can't, if they're going to do that, right? At least the cameraman or someone in the back, man, like the producer or someone, tell the camera guys to sort of, go in a different angle of the move so you don't see the other hand. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but that would be something, but they don't know that. Who's going to be the person smart enough to tell them that? Everybody there just is like, fuck it. They probably already started packing their shit up to go home. Because it's the last match of the night and there's traffic.
100%. 100%
Yeah,
agree. But still, man, if I can think of that, why can't they? Come on, dude. It's no excuse, man.
I don't know. Maybe give Jimmy a job. What do you think about that, guys?
Give me a job.
Producer Jim.
I would hate to do that. I would hate to do the production side of things. That'd be pretty difficult and high pressure, man, for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, like Nigel McGuinness won with something they were called the London Dungeon, which is just a top wrist lock of some kind. And then he actually bends Lee Moriarty backwards over his knee, and that's enough to get him to finally just give up. So Nigel McGuinness will go on to face Zack Sabre Jr. for the IWGP, heavyweight championship or whatever, which should be nice because Zack doesn't really bump people, so there's no danger for Nigel McGuinness. The only danger to Nigel McGuinness is himself, because, like I said, Zack doesn't do any impact moves. He doesn't slam you. I mean, he does a Zack driver sometimes, but like not necessarily. He mostly just kicks you and does grappling stuff, so you don't have to take any bumps. It's got to be the easiest guy to work in the entire business, but
for sure, absolutely, man. But you know what, Zack Sabre Jr., I always like watching him. I didn't get him at first. It took me a while to actually start liking him, but once I did, like, he's brilliant in the ring. I haven't watched him in a while though. Now I'm sure he's still the same. I'm surprised he's still champion. Well, actually, he did lose it to Goto, and then he got it back, to be fair. But the fact that they put the belt back on him, I mean, it says something. But we know Nigel's not going to win. I just don't like that Nigel is the number one contender because, again, where he just came from the commentator's booth and suddenly he has one match and now he's number one contender. Like really?
Yes.
Cool. I guess because they're in England, right? They're in London, two English dudes. It makes total sense. I mean, whatever. Is it going to be the main event or just below the main event?
Oh, you couldn't possibly think that this would be beneath Hangman and MJF.
You're right, but maybe if you want to give a bone to like New Japan, have that as the main event. Two English guys in England. I'm sure the crowd will be happy with it.
Well, they could surprise us. So
we'll see.
I mean, we'll see.
But highly unlikely. You're right.
I definitely don't think they're going to do that. God, why would you do something like that?
They won't do it. There's no way they'll do it. But you never know.
So, anyways, Renee comes in the ring afterwards to get a word with Nigel. And, Nigel says, "Hey, look out, Zack Sabre Jr. We're coming for you."
Yeah, look out.
And then, so he tells Danny, because Danny's still there, sad. And he's like, "Hey, Danny, you came this close. Everybody give Danny a hand." Everybody's like, "Yay, nice try, nice try." And he says, "Will you be in my corner?" And Danny's like,
"Screw him, dude."
Sure.
For sure.
I'll be in your corner. I guess I'll be in your corner.
Why would you ask the guy you just beat, the loser, and he's been a loser a lot lately, if you've noticed, to be in your corner other than what they're planning on doing?
So he said, finish the line. You'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd love that. You clip that and ruin me. But anyway, so yeah, there you go. That was Collision.
We did good time. Yeah, 138. I like it, man. So I guess we're done. I mean, what do you think of Collision anyway? Before we do go,
I thought it sucked, but it did have the Ricochet match, so I quite enjoyed that. It gave me at least one match to enjoy. So that was good. A couple things here and there. It was nice to be able to, I always like when they throw me a bone and, let me skip a match, so like putting Daniel Garcia in the main event. I appreciate when they do that now. I didn't used to appreciate it until I thought of my brilliant rule, and now I love it. So I want to see him main event more shows.
Yeah, keep losing.
Yeah. And, so it's not the worst it's ever been. A lot of times we come on here, or like a few months ago, I felt like we were coming on here and we were just absolutely disgusted all the time. So at least we moved on from that a little bit. Now we're just bored.
Right. Yeah.
Bored is an upgrade.
We're bored, not disgusted. We're moving up.
Just a little bored.
We're going to be slightly unamused. And then after that, maybe amused.
Maybe we'll be amused. We'll see if AEW could keep trending in the right direction, they may have a chance. Because people are starting to get fed up with WWE again.
Right. This is the time.
Look
to
how
do it,
fat
dude.
Triple H is. Boo! This company sucks.
Did you see those pictures of them holidaying in Greece? Funny enough, he looks all right. I mean, Jesus, man.
I know, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying what the fans are, these kind of
I know,
stupid fans are
idiots.
saying.
Stupid, man. And the way they're dissecting these pictures, dude, is just weird too. Just quietly. I don't know what the obsession is, but they were just there with the family. They all jumped in the water and had, I guess, fun. But
It's
it was in
TMZ,
Mexico.
right? I mean, they're always doing that
TMZ.
kind of stuff.
These mofos are all even in Greece and getting pictures of him, for crying out loud. But funny enough, I think he made it back to Mexico. They must have been there for 2 days, bro. And then just, back to, to the AAA show. And then obviously.
Yeah, it's just a quick boat ride from Greece to Mexico.
And that's not close. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not close, man. And it must be a killer.
It's only going to take
travel
9
like that.
days or whatever it is.
Do you think they would have gone on a private jet, possibly? And that's how they just get back and forth?
Well, yes, they're not
yeah.
actually taking the boat, but
For sure. They wouldn't go with people, public. Hell no. No chance. Well, anyway, Vet, tell them what you're up to, what you're doing, and are you jumping onto the Twitch right after this?
probably will. Just got to figure out what I want to do. And that's at Opinion Haver on Twitch and all your favorite social media platforms. It's Opinion Haver. So if you want to follow me there and watch me not say that much, then I can show everybody. I can speak very loudly on the internet by tweeting almost nothing at all. So if you like that, if you want me to set a good example for how to behave on the internet, then you can follow me at Opinion Haver, and there will be tumbleweeds all over your timeline where I'm concerned. Unless it's just usually just reposting things from HMG or certain people. If I feel like, oh, this is cool, I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to check this out.
He's the smart
Me
one,
personally,
just quietly.
Yeah, me personally, not too many raw tweets out there where I just tweet based on nothing. Don't do that too much. So
Yeah, and you've
feel
given me
free.
a lesson on doing stupid shit like that for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I spent just as well. I have to send Jimmy a DM about his internet, but I spend more time DMing people probably than actually or responding to DMs than actually tweeting out raw. But so you can find me at Opinion Ever. You could find me on HMG shows such as The Impact Attack. Every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern with Brandon, where we talk about TNA, and we got a show tomorrow night as we record this. It's gonna have to talk about Impact and Emergence. Who emerged from Emergence as the winners of things? Well, I don't know because I haven't watched it yet either. So we'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out when I will have watched it, and we'll cover all of that. Brandon and I will cover all of that. On Wednesday, Big Ray and I will cover all of NXT with the Next Level Wrestling review, and that's going to be at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern live. Got to talk about all this crossover stuff. How many belts will NXT take away from TNA after Emergence? We'll just have to find out. So join us there if you can. We appreciate you all. And if you want to check out some other affiliated programming that is sort of vet adjacent, then you're going to want to check out How Did I Become a Rip Rogers Guy? Well, from Rip Rogers, of course. And he's got a show, Wrestling with Rip Rogers, every Friday at their Concrete Time. I know he's going to the Cauliflower Alley Club pretty soon. So when he gets back from that, he should have some good stories and everything to share with everybody. And then also every Friday, the Stevie Richards Show, best show out there for wrestling content. Definitely some entertaining stories about his time in WCW Part 1. So it's really great because Stevie gives the perspective no one really asks about. Right. They don't really, some people, he was saying, even forget that he was ever in WCW because it was such a short time. But
he made an impact, though. I remember him clearly in WCW.
Yeah. Him getting throttled by Raven was very memorable to me.
It was, yeah.
That was kind of my introduction to Stevie Richards in a way because I didn't see as much of ECW before that. So I wasn't aware how deep the Raven thing went. Right. Anyway, hear all those inside stories and his unique perspective on that, and the usual news of the week. And of course, Limpin' Ain't Easy with Timmy Baltimore. Awesome stuff with part 1 of his interview with Tahuti Miles, was formerly known as Ashante the Adonis. But now the first part of this 2-hour interview, barely talk about wrestling at all. It's a lot about his time in Afghanistan as part of the armed forces. So definitely going to want to check this out. It's great. I recommend it to everybody.
I actually
and
liked
part
him a
2
lot
coming.
more after this, by the way.
Huh?
I actually liked Ashanti way more after listening to this show.
Oh yeah.
Funny
And
I was never the biggest fan. Now I actually like him a lot.
Well, I was a biggest fan, and I definitely like him even more now because it makes a lot of sense with his MCW connections and everything. Because I noticed the people that come out of MCW are usually pretty good. But this stuff is all personal. It's not even about wrestling yet. So part 2, I think, is probably going to be focused like entirely on the wrestling. But I think this is a necessary first part to get everybody like, okay, who is this guy? Because we've never seen a side of him quite like this. Right. And some of the stuff he talks about is quite harrowing, I must say. So it's not, it's not fun and games what he talks about. So do steel yourself a little bit for that, but it's definitely worth a listen and a watch. So that's all I got, Jimmy. What do you got?
Well, for me, Tuesday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern. If you like your WWE Raw, well, we've got I Like It Raw with myself and Big Ray Hernandez, where we talk all things WWE Monday Night Raw. Tuesday mornings, 10 a.m. Don't miss it. Of course, the Smack Attack, me and RBV did one on Saturday morning, well, not Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m., where we talk things, SmackDown, which has been absolutely pathetic lately, Vet, to be honest. Yep. SmackDown is just a show.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Why, randomly, they just decide, you know what? LA Knight's on Raw now.
Yeah,
and Sami Zayn's on SmackDown now.
Right.
So why didn't they just say like, hey, we traded?
We were saying the same thing, Vet. I have no idea, bro. We just
did you guys say that? Okay.
Yeah, we did. We brought it up, and we were laughing about it, saying, I guess we got to assume that that was the trade, even though they never said anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, stupid, man. And I don't think it's even good for SmackDown. SmackDown just, I don't know, man. They've just really pulled back on it for whatever reason. But nevertheless,
needs more Julia.
Well, there was no Julia, bro. You know what I mean? Again, weird shit. It is what it is. So yeah, check out the Smack Attack with myself, of course, and R to the B to the V, and of course that Wreckage every Sunday mornings with myself and the best in the world in Jamie the Vet Williams. Obviously we're on the Wreckage right now, and so that's on Sundays 11 a.m. Eastern. In saying that, Vet, I think we can take it home. I am Jimmy T. He is the best in the world, Jamie the Vet Williams, and you've been listening and watching the
Wreckage
live on Hangman Media Group's YouTube channel, of course, channelattitude.com after the fact. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us in the chat. Till next time, peace.